Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Call. I'm Keely McCormick.
And I'm Malik Jackson. We have a packed show for you today. We'll be talking about the Pennsylvania special election, possibly a big boost for Democrats. Tillerson, McEntee, the NCAA tournament.
That's right, and a very special interview that you don't want to miss. All that and much more because Wake Up Call
starts right now.
Welcome back to Wake Up Call. I'm Keely McCormick.
And I'm Malik Jackson. Like we said, we have a packed show for you, so let's get started. Last night, Democrats were looking to start off the midterm season with a huge momentum boost, and maybe they just did, but we don't know quite yet, as the special election between Democrat Conor Lamb and Republican Rick Saccone is still too close to call. At last check last night, Lamb was leading by a slim margin. Experts say it will be hard for Saccone to come back and win, but again, the race has not been called yet.
Last night, Lamb, the Democratic candidate, declared victory as Saccone said that the race is still not over. If we go back to the 2016 presidential election, Donald Trump won this district by 20 points. The seat opened because the Republican in the seat urged a woman he had an affair with to have an abortion. The final results should come out later today.
And that'll be an interesting conclusion to that race because if the Democrat is able to pull that out, that'd be a huge swing for the Democrats. Speaking of swinging, the ever-revolving door out of the White House has swung again. This time, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson was on the other side. There was no sign that President Trump wanted Tillerson fired. Tillerson found out he no longer had a job via the president's tweet Tuesday morning. CIA Director Mike Pompeo will step in his place at the State Department, and Gina Haspel, who is the current deputy director at the CIA, will head the spy agency. The first woman to ever do so will need confirmation by the Senate to make Both of them will need confirmation by the Senate to make these roles permanent. Tillerson's official last day is March 31st. In a farewell address, Tillerson thanked his staff, but at no point gave any thanks to the President of the United States.
And Tillerson wasn't the only one to find himself on the outside looking in this week. Donald Trump's longtime personal aide, John McEntee, was fired as well. According to CNN, he was fired because the Homeland Security Department is investigating him for financial crimes. Immediately following the firing from the White House, Mr. McEntee was hired by the 2020 Trump campaign.
I wish I could find a job that quick once I got fired. I got fired from coffee shops, still haven't found a new job. The House Intelligence Committee, led by the GOP, has ended their investigation into the Donald Trump campaign. Their conclusion was there was no collusion between the campaign and the Russians. Now, the investigation comes to a close without the committee interviewing all the relevant witnesses. One Republican on the committee said, quote, "We've gone completely off the rails." He went on to say that the investigation is a political forum for people to leak information. This will have no effect on the special counsel's investigation into collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians, as that is still ongoing.
And the president made his first trip to California on Tuesday. He spent most of his time there looking at potential walls to go up on the southern border. He emphasized how he wanted the border wall to be transparent. He did not mince words, calling the people coming across the border professional mountain climbers.
He never seems to mince words. I can't say that about him, never. The city of Austin, Texas is on edge after 2 people have been killed and another seriously injured from bombs. There has been 3 separate cases of regular delivered boxes being left on someone's doorstep, but containing a bomb. No one has been arrested. Police do believe the cases are connected because of the similarity between the 3 cases. Police cannot say whether or not the victims were targeted or the act was done at random. And of course, as we learn more information, we'll bring it to you right here on Wake Up Call. Can you imagine going to the doorstep box bomb? Wow.
And a helicopter crashed in New York East River Sunday, killing all 5 passengers on board. The pilot did manage to escape. The helicopter is a doors-off chopper, so to be secured, the passengers must wear harnesses. While first responders say those harnesses are what likely kept those 5 passengers from living. One even called them a death trap. The NTSB is still currently investigating this accident.
And moving right along. Renowned scientist Stephen Hawking passed away early this morning at age 76. Hawking suffered from ALS for the majority of his life. He was diagnosed at the age of 21 and was initially told he would only live a few more years. He was published many well-loved books, and Lawrence Karkas, a theorist physicist, said, "A star just went out and the cosmos is we have lost an amazing human being. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family, friends, and fans today, a very controversial figure around the world.
And today's the day the nationwide group March for Our Lives is marching to the nation's capital, and in other cities around the country, students will get up and walk out for 17 minutes to represent the 17 lives lost at Stoneman Douglas High School. The U.S. Capitol lawn was covered in 7,000 pairs of shoes yesterday to symbolize the 7,000 children that have been killed with gun violence since 2012.
And I know that our director has a friend in high school who will be participating in the walkout today.
That's right, and he did tell us that if you walk out, you get a truancy and a detention. So, I mean, whatever happens, as long as you're standing up for what you're believing in, I'd take a detention.
I mean,
truancy, I think that's a little much, but
to give someone a detention for walking out of a class to raise awareness about gun violence, a problem that is happening at our schools, not at schools anywhere around the country, or around the world, but right here in this country, a problem that if we call ourselves so great shouldn't be happening. And the fact that we would give a kid a detention, I mean, what is that going to do? We should empower people using their voices, using their rights to make a difference, to instrument change, and instead we choose to give them a detention.
I agree, but I think it is pretty powerful, and it's saying something about our generation and kids growing up now that they will take the detention and the truancy to be able to stand up for what they believe in. And with the shoes outside the state or outside the Capitol, I think that's just a great social media platform that they're using to raise awareness for what's going on.
Yeah, so more power to those kids doing that. I don't know if I'll be able to take the 17-minute walk out of my class today, will you?
I don't have class after this, so.
Oh, what a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
What a beautiful thing. And coming up after the break, we have a self-described superstar. Oh, and I love her to death. We'll be right back with Halle Alice right here on Wake Up Call.
Have a nice day. You too. Have a great day. Thanks. You too.
Make someone's day. Pay it forward.
And welcome back to Wake Up Call. Now for a new segment on Wake Up Call that we like to call Student Spotlight. Spotlighting students right here at KU who have big dreams, big aspirations, and are really doing big things. And my friend, I'm lucky to call her a friend, Halle Alice is joining us this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Of course. Good morning.
I haven't seen you in a while. How you been? How's life going? How's college going?
College is college. Students understand college is hard, but I've been managing just surrounding myself with wonderful people and really getting in there, fulfilling my dreams, trying to reach and push myself to reach new heights every single day. And that's what I've been about all my life, and I'm happy to join you this morning.
I appreciate it. So you like to say you're the next Beyonce.
Why
Why?
not? Why
Tell
not?
us.
I think this is really important to me. There are so many big artists out there that I don't identify with. And there's so much music and content and production out in this world that so many young African American girls may feel left out of. And for me as a kid, Beyonce was my biggest inspiration, still is one of them, but as I come into my own, I push myself to challenge myself. Beyonce is excellent, and I want to be excellent. And why not? Why not? If I feel like I can sing, I can dance, and at 30-something, I hope to be as great. And every 20 years, a superstar comes into the making, and I hope that in this 20-year cycle that I can be that superstar, and I'm gonna work to prove that worth and to show everyone that I can be that person, that I am that person, because I feel like it's something that was destined for me beyond what's in my control. And I don't want that to sound arrogant at all. I hope
No, it doesn't. I love that. Why not me? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people that want to make, I'm not gonna talk about other people. I want to make music that's great. I want to make music that's inspired by everything that I listen to, that speaks volumes, that speaks about my experience as a Black woman, that is controversial and exciting and powerful, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm also gonna dance my butt off as I do it and show the world that the next person, who's next, and that's all I hope I can do. I hope I can be the best so I can bring the next one up, and that's all.
I love it. I love it. So along this journey, what really motivates you? What pushes Halle Alice to go above and beyond?
God. Seriously, very much so, God. I go to church at 1 LA under Sarah Jakes Roberts, T.D. Jakes' daughter, and learning some of the things, Pastor Torre, who is her husband, and in the beginning of 2018, he laid out the rules of engagement for 2018. And the first one was cut off all relationships that only take from you and don't give. And the second being worship, meditate, and pray every single day, things like that. And as I kind of step into my own as a young Christian woman and kind of figure out what that means to me, because organized religion, we're not even gonna go there, but coming into my own and figuring out what I like, I can see that I'm so inspired and motivated to keep going.
So what is that? What you're talking about? God is your motivation.
God is my motivation.
What inspires you?
I think I'm inspired by life. I'm inspired by hope and faith, and I'm inspired by people and experiences, like the rest of us, like us all. Each thing, each little interaction changes who you are as a person, just a little bit for the good or the worse, but
We hope for the good.
for the hope for the good. And I think that I'm trying to make it translate into music, into creation, because I don't just do music. I also model and create visual art, and
That's what I was going to ask you, actually. So I know you're a big modeler. I've seen some of those. Yeah, I'm out. You know, in
This
jest.
bit.
So I was going to ask you that, but it sounds like you're pursuing the singing route. You want to do that more. That's more of your passion than the modeling. And the modeling is just something that comes along with that.
Well, you know what? I've been doing music since I was 3, and I've been dancing since I was 4. And so I did competitive hip hop for years and years and years. I was the captain of my dance team and choreographed and did music videos. And I did music videos all through the summer, and that was for modeling and dance and whatever. And then I just was like, okay, you're multi-talented. That's a burden in some ways. Figure out what you want to do. And then I was sitting in this position, and I was like, I don't know. I don't want to be a model. I don't want to. I want to do it all at the same time. But there's so many people telling me I had to choose. And I'm also a very big activist, and I plan like protests in LA and stuff like that. And that's also a big part. And I remember this was the moment I was on the phone with a photographer, and he was telling me that I can't be sexy and I can't be smart simultaneously. And I was like, why? Why? Why are black women not allowed to be dually smart and educated? That's not something I rebuke that. I'm gonna cast that off. I'm going to do anything that I want to do.
Cancel that negative energy.
And
Just
do it
take
all.
Exactly.
And do it all. And I was like, I can model, I can sing, and anything that I can do, I'm going to do. I will do, and I want to inspire someone else and let them know that they can do it all too.
So 2 more questions. I know you're headed for New York tomorrow, correct? What are we doing there?
So I start tomorrow promoting my first singles release. I'm releasing music early. I'm doing some radio shows at Syracuse, Columbia. I'm trying to get one at NYU, and we'll see. I'm doing a couple performances, recording
well, I'm glad
videos.
that this was the first stop on this
know.
tour. I'm so happy
It's
you could
fun.
join
It's
us.
fun.
And so, can you give us a note or two of this music?
Sure. I can sing you a part of this song that I'm writing called Days In. It's written, but it has to be produced. It still has a little Motown vibe. I kind of reach and push for everything that I can think of and trying to create music. But it goes, oh, I never knew a greater love than I knew with you. And there's a part that I love.
Like it just,
I know.
Yeah, I just want to jump out of my seat because it really reaches for the soul. Is there any place where we can find this, where the viewers can go check this stuff out?
So if you go to my Instagram, it's at Halle Alice. That's HalleAlice. I'll be putting updates and everything about my upcoming music. It will be released on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, all that jazz. When it's out, I will be announcing my first single release this Friday on my Instagram. So that's exciting.
Yeah, so go give Halle Alice a follow. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for
course.
making us the first stop on this long promotional tour of
Thank
yours.
you.
No, thank you for joining us, seriously, and best of luck. And you said some really powerful things, and the people watching can really inspire some people, so I appreciate
Thank you.
that.
Appreciate
We'll
it.
be right back with Week in Review right here on Wake Up Call. And welcome back to Wake Up Call. You know, I've done a lot of interviews, or a few in my day, and that was by far the best one. It was a student speaking as an adult. I mean, she really just owned that she has a goal and a purpose bigger than just herself, bigger than what most teenagers or most college students think. The fact that she's looking to inspire African American women all over this globe and girls all over this globe is something truly remarkable.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we were able to get her on our show. And the first stop, I mean, she's going to Syracuse.
It's
but
impressive. She
right
was
here on Wake Up Call first.
Very inspirational gal, and her voice was amazing. I mean, she only sang a little for us, but I was in the studio like, oh my God.
Not only is her voice amazing, she's very well spoken. And
Yeah,
so,
she is. She's a great speaker.
So
She had a lot of
kudos to Halle Alice. Best of luck to her. And hopefully when she's famous, when she's better than Beyonce one day, hopefully she'll make a stop. Hopefully
She'll come back here. We'll have our own.
You know,
we'll
I'll
be
be
on
on some big network
Yeah.
or something. Hopefully she'll remember me and give me another interview. Now time for Week in Review. Alrighty. First up, the Stormy Daniels Donald Trump story continues to thicken. Daniels is offering to return the $130,000 payment that Trump's personal lawyer gave her to dissolve the hush agreement. Now, Trump nor his personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, have responded to the offer.
And some sad news this past week, fashion designer Hubert de Givenchy has died at the age of 91. The House of Givenchy confirmed via its Twitter account Givenchy is best known for its high-end clothing.
I have a really bougie friend by the name of Katie Henry, and
I think I know that girl. She loves it. Yeah, she'll yell at me. I think I can't even say it right.
I know, right? Her little shoes, the little one with the fur on it. Givenchy.
Yeah.
Moving along, and some more sad news. Rapper Craig Mack is dead at the age of 46. He is best known for Flavor in Your Ear, which was the first single from Sean Combs' Bad Boy label.
And it's official, China lawmakers passed a bill that will throw away term limits, paving the way for current President Xi Jinping to stay where he is indefinitely.
Xi Jinping.
Xi Jinping.
Xi Jinping, not 11.
Oh.
And some news hitting us right here at KU. The IFC, which is the designated body in charge of fraternities here, has froze all social events for all 24 fraternities that they delegate for the remainder of the semester. Now, chapter presidents are fighting this, and according to the Alpha Kappa Lambda president, this decision should be reversed in the upcoming weeks, as the way the decision was made was against the bylaws. So apparently 2 guys out of a particular fraternity here that we won't name made a decision, got some power, made a decision, went to the chancellor, made it as though the entire body of fraternities thought this was the best move. The chancellor signs off on it, but the entire time it was kind of a backroom ploy.
Yeah. And I know all members of Greek life, even the girls, are just upset about this just because it wasn't fair. It's a tradition that's gone on for years that men have enjoyed participating in, following after their grandparents, their dads, their older brothers, and now it's just frozen.
And maybe there is a circumstance where that would be the right decision, like at LSU or Florida State, where kids have died.
Yeah.
But in this scenario where you have no basis for this besides some fraternities being investigated, and we will actually add to this story, thicken the plot a little bit. SAE, one of the bigger houses here, was shut down for the next 4 years until all the current members have graduated from the University of Kansas.
Yeah.
So there's that.
That's right. Well, we'll keep you updated with more news as that comes. But moving on to March Madness, it's here, baby. And as experts call it, the most unproductive month of the year. The committee released its 68-team men's bracket, and yes, our favorite school was the #1 seed. That's right, KU came out as the #3 seed, with Virginia being the overall #1 seed, Villanova behind them, and Xavier falling as the #4 seed. KU does have a loaded bracket with Duke and Michigan State. It won't be an easy road, but it's not supposed to be. And up on your screen is the full 68-team bracket.
There it is. I'm really pulling for KU to win this year, but we do have a tough bracket with Duke and Michigan State. As you said, it's loaded. And we even have Auburn, who won the regular season SEC title. So not an easy role, but a role, that I'm willing to take.
We're confident. We're confident in our Jayhawks.
Are you?
I'm pretty confident.
Because last week you were before the Big 12, you were a little skeptical.
I was
I would
nervous.
like to remind you guys that we did win the Big 12 tournament.
Oh, yeah. How could
But
we
Carrie was
forget?
a little skeptical last week.
I was not skeptical. I was nervous about, we were going to play OSU again.
We did, and we beat them.
OU.
No, you said OSU because they had beat us twice in this season, and then
Now
we beat
I'm
them in the
confused
tournament.
with the Oklahomas.
Oklahoma University, Oklahoma State University. Anyways, KU was able to win that tournament, and as a wise man once told me, you never bet against the Jayhawks.
Never.
Moving along, during the final day of the Jayhawk Invitational, the KU softball team lost to Nebraska with a season low of 1 run scored, making the final score 5-1. After the weekend, KU dropped to 17-5 on the season, while Nebraska improved to 15-7 after winning all 4 games played in Lawrence. Ouch. The Jayhawks started off strong as freshman Brittany Jackson led off the bottom of the first with a 4-pitch walk, and freshman Shelby Gerhard started the second inning with the triple. But Kansas could not carry on that momentum and were held scoreless in the final 6 innings. The team will be back in Oroka Ballpark next weekend for the Rock Chalk Challenge.
And baseball this weekend, the Kansas baseball team completed a 3-game sweep of St. John's Red Storm at home at Hoagland Park. In Game 3, KU held off a 9th-inning rally to sweep the Red Storms with a 6-5 score. Freshman Skylar Messenger stepped up to the plate when the game was 3-3 with 2 men on. He sent the pitch over the left field wall for his first career home run and gave KU the lead. Kansas is now 11-4 on the season and will host Omaha tonight. Plus, this upcoming weekend, the KU team will travel to Austin, Texas for a 3-game set against the Longhorns as the Big 12 play opens up.
Wow, that's a lot. Proud of them.
Yeah.
Softball, baseball, winning records. Hopefully they can stay like that. Do some things in the NCAA tournament. We'll be watching out. Now to track. This weekend, the track team had a particularly impressive meet. Both the men and the women's teams placed 17th at the NCAA Indoor Championships at Gilman Indoor Stadium in College Station, Texas. Hansu Al-Zuman won a national title in men's pole vault on Friday, clearing the bar at 18 feet and 8.2 inches. That's so precise. 8.25 inches, setting the school record and getting cussed the first national title in this event since 1973. That marks the end of the indoor season for the Jayhawks, but they will be back outdoors on March 24th at the Arkansas Spring Invitational.
So overall, pretty great weekend for KU sports.
I know, and we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back with spring break. And it's hot in here. It's going to be as hot in here as it is in Florida.
That's right.
That's what we'll be there.
We'll see.
All right, we'll be right back.
When you shop local in the heart of the city, you support the people that make our community thrive. The money you spend here stays here, in this place we call our home. Lawrence, Kansas, where there's good old-fashioned hometown pride. Eat local, drink local, shop local.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back to Wake Up Call, and spring break is just about upon us.
That's right. Students are getting antsy as the time is coming around the corner. And I know the #1 place for spring break right now is not Panama City Beach, where I'll be going,
South
but
Padre?
Cancun.
Oh, wow.
The place that most KU students will be going is the wonderful, classy, sophisticated South Padre Beach. And we actually, I think we have a picture of that to pull up. Oh, it's behind us. Look at that. Really
As
classy.
our director tells us, we're in Padre. Oh.
Yeah, very, very classy. And I'm going to Panama City Beach, which I don't think it's going to be too warm. I'm hoping it'll be nicer than here. But Malik, where are you going?
I'm going to Terra Vista Citrus Hills. My friend Drew.
Wow.
I know. My friend from Illinois, his grandpa has a vacation home down there, so his friends from back home, me and then another guy from KU are going down there. So it should be pretty fun. We'll be there for about 6 days, may drive down to Fort Lauderdale. Haven't made the decision yet, but when you're staying at a vacation home, you can kind of make decisions like that.
You can do what you want.
Exactly.
Well, we want everyone to be safe over spring break, stay hydrated, and I've heard a lot about a diet plan. We actually have a picture of what I've heard most about that. Can we pull that one up? Yep, there it is.
Oh.
That's what I've heard a lot of people are eating this week, so...
I was kind of bad at this because I tried to lose 10 pounds in 4 days, and I tell you that late night Taco Bell last night didn't help me on my quest. But I got started with my spring break bottle a little late, but hey, we'll
it's
figure
okay.
it out.
It doesn't matter.
Hey, I'll be in Florida, so I'm winning anyways.
That's right.
Moving along, Kim Kardashian opened up with relationship advice because her and her husband Kanye have been together since 2014, a whole 4 years of marriage. So clearly she has great advice. She says that she told Kanye to be a bit more calm or cautious. She also said they find ways to complement each other's qualities, which has helped them stay closer than ever before.
If my significant other told me to stay more calm and cautious, I would be running out there. I'd be like, we're done. Don't tell me things like that.
Yeah.
All right, well, moving on to my favorite segment, I Come Bearing Good News.
Alrighty, we do have some icon bearing good news today. A 10-year-old got to be a cop for the day. Take a look.
Strength and heart beyond his years, and has demonstrated that he is a true hero.
And because of that, Dacan Lovelace from White Oak, Texas, is the newest Fort Worth junior police officer.
I wanted to be a cop since I was really little.
Dacan has an extremely rare disorder called spinal muscular atrophy with respiratory distress. Though his physical disabilities will keep him from chasing down the bad guys, that doesn't mean he doesn't have the heart of the boys in blue.
People see policing as one side. This is really what policing is all about. Making a difference in the community. It's not about arresting people and things like that. It's about reaching out to somebody like that, somebody who might not have normally had this opportunity.
Of all the departments in Texas, he wanted to join the squad in Fort Worth.
For us, this is a big deal. This family doesn't live here. They're 3 hours away, so for them to come to us of all departments, that's a big honor on our end, and we all, as you can see, we're going to put on all the bells and whistles for him and make sure, he has a really good day.
He went through all the processes a normal cop goes through, so you can say he's official, and he's taken no prisoners. His favorite part of the day, a chance to finally arrest his mom.
She's a horrible driver.
Look out, Fort Worth, there's a new officer in town.
Alrighty, and that was an amazing story, to really take that boy in their arm like that and treat him so well. To give him a whole day as a cop. Yeah. And I thought the funniest part is he was most excited about arresting his mom.
I like it. Well, we've got more good news today for you guys, too. A 9-year-old boy saved a man's life when a car had fallen on top of him in South Carolina. Alan Clemens was working on his Mustang in his backyard when his car slipped off the jack and onto him. He spent the next hour calling out for help, but nobody came. Clemens said he was having a really hard time breathing and prayed to God, asking him to send an angel with one last holler before he gave up. Sure enough, he saw 9-year-old Malachi running towards him. With the guidance of Clemens, the young boy was able to get the jack back under the car and pump it up enough to relieve the pressure. Then he ran inside to get help. Clemens had broken 6 ribs, fractured a pelvis, and banged up his shoulder, but he said this 9-year-old neighbor was his guardian angel, and he would not have survived without him.
A truly, truly remarkable story right there. Always fun to see those stories. Good stories, that really inspire us beyond the Tillerson's leaving the White House and Donald Trump says this about a wall. It's very nice to see stories
Nice
like
to
that.
have some positive energy in here. Like we said, no
Yeah.
bad energy.
No,
the bad energy.
cut the negative energy out.
Pump up
They
the
should also
positive.
take that the heat and take it down.
We're already in Florida in here. Me and Malik don't even need to travel.
No, I should have worn my yeah.
Getting
no,
in
but it
suntan.
is really it's really kind of toasty in here. But no, we wish everyone to have an amazing spring break. We have a packed rest of the semester when we come back after spring break. But we hope everyone has a safe and fun spring break.
Yeah, that's right. And don't forget to watch the Jayhawks play tomorrow. And then hopefully we'll be moving
1
on.
o'clock.
Yeah,
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Hopefully in Wichita. So if you want to travel out to Wichita, there's a lot of good things over there.
Save that
Yeah.
little town.
I'll watch on the TV for now, but continue to watch the Jayhawks even wherever you are on spring break.
Because I'll be watching it from the beach.
I'll
Will you be watching it?
I will be watching it from the beach, streaming that right up.
There
on
we
there.
go. For Keely McCormick, I'm Malik Jackson. We so appreciate you joining us today. Thank you, Halle for joining us. We'll see you right back here in 2 weeks at 9 a.m.